ǹjẹ́ ó ti dé etí yín wípé gbólóhùn ọ̀rọ̀ kan mà ti fẹjú kẹ̀kẹ́ o léyìí tó jáde lẹ́nu ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà nípa ṣíṣẹ̀dá sílẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ tó máa jẹ́ alámòójútó àwọn ohun ọ̀gbìn àtohun ọ̀sìn lórílẹ̀-èdè tá a mọ̀ sí livestock ministry. ọ̀rọ̀ yìí fẹjú kẹ̀kẹ́ o ju ń tẹ́ rò àbí ju ń tẹ́ mọ̀ lọ nítorí pé ìwé ìròyìn ti gbé ó dẹ̀ ṣe àwọn àlàyé àti àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ wípé ṣé bí wọ́n bá ṣe àdásílẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ àgbáyé èyí tá a mọ̀ sí livestock ministry ṣé ó máa dí ìpànìyàn, ìjínigbé, ìkọlù àgbẹ̀ àtàwọn nǹkan míì tó so mọ́ àbí tó sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ iṣẹ́ darandaran èyí táwọn Fúlàní èyí tí wọ́n gara lé yìí. àmọ́ kí n má bàa ròyìn lẹ́jọ́ jù ayọ́kà ẹ̀wà o mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ bá ń farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ ẹ já lọ o ká lọ gbọ́n tí ó kà ń bẹ̀ bàbá padà dé ká wá tẹ̀síwájú.
President Bola Tinubu's promise to establish the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development comes with several question marks, and for cogent reasons. This will be the 49th ministry in his cabinet. The president succumbed to pressure by the Herdsmen interest groups, particularly the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, which demanded for a separate ministry for their occupational business group. Under the current arrangement, livestock is part of the technical and service development of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. With the yielding to pressure by the president, the herders, whose armed militias are part of the insecurity terrorizing Nigerians, will be the first ethnic-rooted occupational group to earn a specially dedicated federal ministry. They are bound to believe they grabbed it by force of arms or terror. We do not believe the problem that herdsmen face or the headache they constitute to Nigerians will be solved by merely elevating a department in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture to a whole ministry. It could well be just an avenue to absorb elements of the herdsmen interest groups into air-conditioned offices of the federal government. This is far from addressing the issues which have cost hundreds of thousands of lives. The herders believe they have the right to claim ownership of the areas they have traditionally been allowed to graze their animals by indigenous communities. The reign of terror they have unleashed on farming communities is their response to rejection of this assumption by the landowners. They defy any attempt by the various state governments to subject their activities, like other businesses, to the law. Will the creation of a separate ministry persuade them to pursue their occupation peacefully and lawfully, or will it embolden them to kill more people? We recognize the fact that the pastoralist community faces peculiar experiences which were foisted upon them by their traditional system of nomadism. The real question is, how do we settle them into ranches without depriving farming communities and other landowners of their ancestral patrimonies? Former President Muhammadu Buhari tried to solve this problem through the raw exercise of the federal might, creation of rural settlements all over the country, the National Livestock Transformation Plan, NLPT, confiscation of water resources and others, which did not work because they were firmly resisted by landowners. We must bear in mind that livestock farming is not a tribal occupation. Government policies should make it attractive for all who wish to invest. All livestock must be ranched on properties owned, bought, or rented by the livestock owners. All non-Nigerian herdsmen should be expelled, while indigenous herders must obey the laws of states in which they find themselves. Livestock policy should never be a cover for ethnic land grabbing. It is a call for endless violence.
tó lẹ́yìn ọ̀rọ̀ tó tẹnu ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu jáde tí wọ́n jáde orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà arákùnrin kan náà máa jáde o kí làwọn àròyé tó ṣe nípa àfojúsùn èyí tó ní nípa dídásílẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ àgbà èyí tó máa mójútó nǹkan ọ̀gbìn àti nǹkan ọ̀sìn lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ṣé àbá ló mú wá ni àbí àmọ̀ràn òun ló ń gba ìjọba ẹ jájọ lọ gbọ́ fọ́nrán yìí o bàbá gbọ́ tán o àmọ̀bí tó kù tá a fẹ́ tẹ̀sẹ̀ bọ̀ lórí ètò tòní.
Today, I read a Punch headline. Tinubu creates Ministry of Livestock Development to stop farmers' herders clash. Can this be true? Nigerians, this is the same rural settlement which we fought against during Buhari. the same Ruga settlement being given legitimacy by Tinubu and his administration. Someone should quickly tell the president to cancel this ministry immediately. There were Fulani herders in this country in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, even early 2000s. There was never a farmer-herder fight between them. These lovely Fulanis did not destroy crops, they did not rape women, and they did not kill farmers who owns their land. I used to admire them as a kid in my own village at that time. Rather than create a bigger problem, the government should investigate what happened between 2013, 2014, 2015 till date. Creating Ministry of Livestock Development will not solve today's farmers-herders conflict. It will cause more problems. It will aggravate it. This Ministry of Livestock is the same dangerous land-grabbing Ruga settlement that is being dressed in a very nice name. Why Ministry of Livestock? What is special about Fulani cattle? How much is Fulani cattle adding to the GDP of this country annually? Why is the president not creating Ministry of Cassava Development? Why not the Ministry of Palm Oil? Why did Mr. President not create Ministry of Cocoa and Groundnut? Why is President Tinubu not creating the Ministry of Corn, Ewa and Agbado that he promised 50 million youths to eat this year? But he has deliberately decided to create a Ruga settlement throughout Nigeria for Fulani in the name of Livestock Ministry. Those who love peace in their communities should please, as a matter of urgency, call on President Tinubu to immediately cancel this Ministry of Livestock. Instead, create ranching department under Ministry of Agriculture. Let every state have their own ranches and manage it by themselves, not by Fulani. While the president has a right to create whatever pleases his agenda, the people have a duty to reject what will extinct their generations or render them slaves in their own land. Ruga settlement is not acceptable in whatever guise it may come. This Ministry of Cattle must be discontinued, diminished, and banished forever. If this does not concern you, read what happens to Sokoto and the Northern Empire between 1800 and 1804. This is a Fulani agenda to take over Nigeria. We must not allow this to happen in our time.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ o, ẹ ti gbọ́ lẹ́nu aláyọ̀ká bẹ́ẹ̀ ń lẹ ti fojú yín gan ní áfíjì fọ́nrán ọ̀hún èyí tó ṣe àlàyé ohun tí wọ́n gbà lérò tó àwa ó la ó máa wá o ẹ̀yin náà la ó sì máa bá ẹ má kúrò lórí ìkànnì Wo TV ẹ máa bá mi share o kí wọ́n ó lè gbọ́ wa láké kí wọ́n ó lè gbọ́ wa lóko káwọn tó wá rọ̀gbọ̀n àgà náà ò lè máa bọ́ kí wọ́n lè mọ̀ pé èyí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ èmi àtẹ̀yìn ni títí wá dìgbà míì táwọn jọ fojú ojú lórí ìkànnì Wo TV bákan náà ire o.